And we now have, straight from K Falls, where is he at? I can't see the beard. Oh,
Give
it's
it
over
up.
here.
Give it up.
Jeremy. And it's on.
So this is East Point Elementary, 1991. My 5th grade class, Miss Butler's the teacher on the left. I'm hoping you can find me in that picture there. I'm the awkward one. I'm not the one wearing the flower jumper in the front a few rows up. If you look, there I am. My beard was a little fuller at the time. But I guess with 4 kids, being married, and working about 7.5 jobs, it tends to thin out a little bit. But in all seriousness, I enjoyed 5th grade. And it stands out in my mind. It's probably why today I'm a 5th grade teacher. But there I am. 5th grade, still carrying some baby fat. In need of a haircut, but with one fear in life. And that fear was writing. I was afraid of picking up a pencil. And what that, I'm going a little too fast here. What that pencil represented for me was an amount of effort that was more than I could actually give at that time. And I had a 5th grade teacher, though, that saw that and realized that using that pencil was too much. And day to day, from kindergarten all the way to 5th grade, I had to do these dumb pages. I had to trace and show my own handwriting because that was going to make me a better handwriter. My teacher saw that it wasn't working. And if you've ever read this before, that says I hate writing, essentially. And that's what my handwriting basically looked like. But my teacher realized that as she saw me slip in the 5th grade, something needed to be done. And it was all because I just had a hard time writing. And Mrs. Butler took the initiative to find a way to get me to show my learning in another manner that didn't require me to hold a pencil all the time. And back in 91, Apple had these computers, the LC. And I remember her taking me in our first computer lab and sitting me down in front of it. And I still remember the smell, literally remember the smell of cardboard boxes and packing peanuts because it was that new. And I was one of the first students to ever get to use these. But she realized that something like this, as simple as this keyboard, an input device, would change my life. And she realized that I was able to show my learning now in a much more efficient, but also empowering way. And so as I got to use that keyboard, a few days later I became the editor and lead reporter of our school's first student-created newspaper. And I began reporting on stuff around our community, stuff around the town, and that was actually during the Gulf War, so I got to do some reports on the Gulf War, which was huge for me. But what she did was something that was unexpected. Most teachers, not you all, would have made me do those handwriting sheets until I got it right. Would have kept me in because I wasn't doing my work. But that's not what she decided to do. So we fast forward now 20 years. And here I am today. I was a fairly successful student. I enjoyed school eventually after this experience. And even to the point that I decided to become a teacher myself. So somebody decided to give this guy a 5th grade classroom and entrusted me with 35 kids. And I didn't know what to do. My schooling didn't prepare me for what I was going to experience. This past Thursday, a 3rd grade teacher came in with one of my students with a backpack, full, similar to this one, and asked the student to show me what was inside, and what was inside was 16 of my classroom library books. And after a little bit of investigation, those are the actual books there, after the investigation, we found that she had been stealing books from my classroom since November. And looking at my bookshelf, I made an estimate that we're probably missing anywhere from 70 to 100 books. Now, granted, this little girl probably can't actually read that many books, nor the books that she was taking. And that angered me. I was upset. I wanted justice. The law was going to prevail. She was going to be suspended for stealing. And I was personally hurt at that moment. But like any other person, I went to Twitter. I began to tweet about this, and a friend of mine who has a lot more experience than myself shared her ingenuity with me, and I'm going to cry.
That's my job.
And during our conversation, her daughter offered to send a box of books for this little girl. So what we decided to do was to set up a book drive. But she didn't come to school Friday. She knew she was in for hell. And it was my fault. It was the way I reacted. But tomorrow, I get another chance. and get another chance to do something unexpected. And so that's why I'm here today, to ask you to go back tomorrow and do something unexpected for your students, for those that you've been given the opportunity to empower. Thank you.
I don't want to take anything away from Jeremy, but you got to follow that. Whoa! Whoa! Folks, she was already nervous.